there in the third period. So, it's one of those strange games, I guess. But you might go a little bit to the back-to-back. The 1 o'clock game is strange enough. 2 of them in a row is weird. But, you can't really put too much stock in that. You've got to, buckle down and get the job done. And, they weren't able to do that today.
Yeah, my big question coming into the game today was energy. And it wasn't just the back-to-back; it's the 5 games in 8 days. And they scored 2 goals against Columbus, what turned out to be a 5-2 loss, and then they scored 1 goal yesterday against Ottawa, and then they scored just the 1 goal today. Now, Dallas is a team that has defended well and has not given up a ton of goals this year. I mean, the goaltender in the NHL that had a higher save percentage than Carter Hart coming into this week was Jake Ottinger. But, you look at goals in games played, and Columbus at the time was the second, and still is the second most goals in the NHL, over 4 a game. You look, they had St. Louis, they put 5 on them. They're the 4th most goals per game. But it's even Ottawa is giving up 3.5 goals per game, and you only get 1 goal in a week. You only get 3 total goals against Ottawa, the 2 win, and then the 1 goal loss.
Mm-hmm. And you look again at the breakdown, the 38 shots on goal, not in power play shots, but do you recall any point in the power plays when Jake Ottinger had to make a spectacular period to do? He did have one. Okay.
Yeah, there was a couple. I think they had about 4 or 5 shots on that. I turned to Tyler Connor and I said,
"Yeah,
it's power play I've seen them have where they didn't score a goal in 3 years."
Right.
And the puck was in the zone the entire time. It's out there. Well, Andre made some pretty good saves on that one. A couple wide shots too, because you're trying to beat a hot goal. But overall, yeah, I mean, look, that many power plays and you get a special team the way they did this weekend.
Right.
I mean, the power plays got to break through and score, and PK's got to be able to get you some stops, and they didn't do either this weekend.
Yeah. I mean, that's just not a good recipe there. So you've got something to sharpen up. I mean, the Flyers' penalty kill was decent back in the first 5-6 games of the year.
Yeah.
Again, you get long enough into the season, and you've got guys that are looking at video and seeing tendencies and stuff like that, and it's long enough now that you can pick up on that. So I don't know if that's part of it, if it's just execution.
They're average on the PK.
Whatever.
I mean, they're 14th in the league on the PK, which is average, but sometimes it's not just about where you rank overall because of the specific points in games when you get a PK stop.
Right. Yeah. It's just a matter of obviously too. Any momentum that they were hoping to take off of that end of the second period was dashed there early in the third. You and I were on the elevator when that puck went in, so I'm not 100% sure what the breakdown was there, but guys just weren't getting free too easily in this contest, and it's something that they're going to have to look at, and again. Wipe the slate clean, have a bad memory, and move on Tuesday. But it's not the weekend that they're looking for.
I don't ever recall seeing a team get this bludgeoned in the face-off circle in my life. 43 face-off wins for Dallas, 15 for the Flyers. Have you seen that pronounced?
No. I don't think I have.
Holy cow!
And it goes right down the chart. I mean, Scott Lawton 5 for 18. He's the leading guy. Kevin Hayes 4 for 13.
2 for 10 for Morgan Frost. 4 for 13 from Hayes. I mean, holy cow! Right?
Yeah, we'll find out. Let me give you guys. I'm going to type in a few things here. We'll find out the last time that something like that happened. But again, it's.
I mean, second, 75% on 12 draws.
Yeah.
Fakta, 75% on 8 draws. Glenn, 83% on 12 draws. I mean, Ben, 75% on 12 draws.
That is kind of nutty.
Yeah, I've listened to the number that pronounced difference.
Well, I guess our I don't know the stats that we normally use. I can't get to him.
Get Clark, he skates out. Man. He's got to get out here and show these guys how to work some draws.
Yeah, it's something that we knew was going to kind of drift back the other way because
it drifted.
The Flyers were losing certain players, and obviously Sean Couturier's hurt and all that sort of thing.
It drifted like a motor.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a new batch of people that they need to pull into the face-offs. The way this team's gone over the years because they've got they've got some uphill climbing to do, and even Scott Lawton last year, the last couple of years, 55%, but that's in a lineup where he's able to go up against the third and fourth line centers of the other team.
Couturier and Drew are going to get top two centermen on the opposition.
You get a situation like this where it's moving them up the lineup because you kind of have to, and that's it's not working out quite as well as the Flyers would have hoped.
Yeah, no question about it. Let's take our first here on the Postgame show. Flyers fall to the Dallas Stars 5-1. What's ahead this week? Go ahead on the road, and it might be a good time to do it. Get this group back together. So stay tuned. This is Flyers Game Day. Back after this on Rivers.com, Flyers Broadcast Network. The post-game show as the Flyers fall. Here with all that racket he's making over there.
It's a quick change.
So
Come on down here, Matt.
Yeah. Well, I know what he was here. So the calendar week +1, the 8 days from our game in November 5th to today was the 5 games in 8 days. You got the 2-1 win over Ottawa there. You got this 5-1 win over St. Louis here, and then the 5-2 loss to Columbus on the road, 4-1 loss yesterday here, 5-1 loss today here. All said and done with this schedule that we not a murderer's row of opposition talent. At the end of 2-3.
Yeah.
And I think Torts got a little annoyed, a little bit more fit yesterday. I think that fit is going to look a little bit like a diet fit compared to maybe what he gets today. He looked really angry today.
Depends on what the questions are, I suppose.
Just not goalie too.
No. Just real quick, I'll put this in some perspective on the face-offs we were talking about before the break. It does appear so. Face-offs have been kept in their current form since 1997, and that is to say that before the 97-98 season, they were not necessarily kept as wins and losses as a statistic, at least not officially. So
just counted how many?
Yeah, I'm sure some people counted stuff and things like that, but in terms of a league-wide NHL stat, it goes back to 1997. It does appear that the face-off percentage today, 25.8%. If you do the math, it does round up to 25.9. So I don't know how closely you want to nitpick it, but 25.9 does tie the lowest single-game face-off win percentage for the Flyers since 1997.
How do you find this stuff out?
You just have to know how to Google it correctly.
My God.
January 4th of 2008 at New Jersey. So it ties that. It is by 5 points the lowest percentage at home. And now it's a little bit different than it was, say, back in 2013 when they were 30% in a game versus Vancouver. That was back when the home team got the face-off advantage on every face-off. Now they've changed it, so it's the offensive team wherever the face-off is. So that's that ties the low since it was kept in 1997, and it's the 7th time the Flyers have won 15 or fewer face-offs. They'd won 15 4 other times, 14 twice. 14 is the low, and it's the most total face-offs they've had in a game while winning 15 or fewer. So it was, one of those nights that you don't see very often for the Flyers in the face-off circle, and they hope they don't see it again. Now, I say all this, and every time we've said something like this about a stat, we wake up the next morning and it's been adjusted so that's all not true anymore. So take that with a grain of salt. We'll have to double check if it's still that way come Tuesday night. But either way, it's something that they are going to want to improve upon.
All of that was verification that my recall in my brain is not as oatmeal as I thought it was.
No?
That I saw that number, man. I don't ever recall seeing
way down there. Yeah, it's way down there. Usually, again,
try and lose that.
You see that you do give us a percentage number. They round it up all the way to the next whole number, so it's sometimes a little bit further off than it actually is. But anytime we see that number drift below 35, really, that's only the third game since they've been tracked that the Flyers have been under 30%. In a game, so it just does not happen very often.
A good face-off game in the NHL, it's 60%. So it's 10% more than a coin flip. To have that all face-offs in an entire game be that pronounced 43 face-off wins for them, 15 for the Flyers. That's an unbelievable disparity in number as the Stars take advantage of that, and the face-off. Even though if you win a face-off, it doesn't 100% lead to clear-cut possession, but it leads to clear-cut way better chance at possession.
Yes.
And the game is all about possession.
Right. And sometimes, the face-off is ambiguous, and just because your team touches it first, that's when they determine the face-off win. So it doesn't always lead to things, but, in a game where, you've got as much special teams play as you did, and for that number to still be as low as it was, that is concerning.
Yeah. This week coming up for the Flyers, like I mentioned before, they're going to hit the road. You're going to go right back to Columbus and that's Cannon. 7:30 Tuesday. Hopefully, we don't hear that cannon at all. That's coming up Tuesday at 7:30 on the road. Then Thursday, you're going to face the best team in the NHL, the Boston Bruins, who have been just an absolute wagon to start the season. And then Saturday, you're going to go north of the border and head to Montreal to take on the Canadiens. So 3 games coming up in the week. A little bit lighter workload, obviously, this week. We got to wonder about Wade Allison. Is what's his situation? Is he going to become available? If he's available, does that push out Kiefer Bellows today? 12 minutes, 43 seconds of ice time. Actually saw 240 on the power play. And ended up with 1 shot on goal and a cross-checking penalty, but which I think they got scored on.
Yes, they did.
They went in.
Yep.
So
I wasn't
sure how Torts is going to feel about his game.
I saw him on the power play, and I'm thinking to myself, that's probably not the most optimal situation that we're using on the power play, especially the first game back. But at this point, I'm not sure they had any other choice with being down a forward and all that. But it's just it is what it is. So you do have right now. We are here on November the 13th. You've got a handful of guys in the Lehigh Valley who have been there for a month. You start to wonder, okay, if this keeps up, has it been long enough? Have they established themselves down there enough that you want to give some guys an NHL shot? Or if you're Chuck Fletcher, do you want to keep them down there another month and just let it ride, see how it goes? I don't know, but they obviously want to find some way to inject some offense into things.
Well, I think we did our producer Pat Egan back at the station a solid.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and he doesn't even know it yet.
Okay,
because I just got a text from Flyer season ticket holder buddy of mine, Frank, and he said, "I know you're working, but they just said on TV that before they play the Torts press conference, they have to sift through some colorful language." So my prediction that he's going to be yesterday was just going to be a drop in the bucket compared to what anger he's going to have today.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to be really angry today. I think he's going to be very
So this has already happened, and they...
Yeah, so if we played it, Pat would have run out of dump. That's what I'm saying. And he would have been freaking out, like, stop playing it,
oh, boy.
Because we wouldn't be able to consider, according to FCC regulations, here's my managerial radio side coming back. We wouldn't be able to claim that was fleeting. You can get away with fleeting curse words, like a parabolic mic picks up a player saying blah, blah, blah. But when he's at a press conference, we wouldn't be able to claim fleeting.
I see.
Right?
Especially in every other word.
Yeah. And we wouldn't be able to claim ignorance either, like, we're surprised, Well,
we'll see.
So I can't wait to listen to that on the ride home.
And again, it's just...
Bill's Mafia's in the house. I'm ready for this guy to throw somebody through a table. Look at him. He's 8 beers deep.
Yeah, I can't say that I blame him, because this is the kind of game that would drive somebody like John Tortorella crazy.
And plus, it's compounding of giveaways the other night in Columbus. Last game, 3 penalties when you have possession of the puck, and then what happened today?
Right.
So, get your popcorn ready, as T.O. once said.
Yes.
Get your popcorn ready. That's my coach.
Yep. It's it's part of a process here, and after a good start, the Flyers are now in a spot where it's going to be the honeymoon is over, so to speak. It's going to be it's the first time where things are not going their way, and they need to try to figure out a way out of it. And
now you're realizing, living with the person for the first time after the honeymoon and marriage, that they don't always clean up their dishes after they're done eating. Or they tend to leave a wet towel on the floor.
Yeah, and we have reached that point.
Yeah, the wet towel's on the floor.
When there's been losses, but there's been losses where they think the effort was good. But now you've got a loss, due to giveaways, plus a loss due to penalties, plus today, which this might be the first day where the effort is questioned. And again, there's a lot of mitigating circumstances, weird schedule and all that, but that's not going to fly. So. We'll see where that takes us, and how that leads into Tuesday night's game in Columbus.
Yeah. All right. let's put a wrap on it because we've got a busy week coming up. We'll be in Columbus Tuesday.
Yep,
Well, we won't
because
be.
my daughter's hockey equipment's in my car. So
You got to get that to the barn.
yep.
All right. Let's thank a few people before we get out of here. Let's thank our crew here at the East Food Hall. Great job by those guys as always. Also, our on-site engineer, Betsy Deming.
Rodney Bird is also in there.
Rodney was also in the house today. Did a great job.
She's
I see him
right
right
there,
here with
yeah.
that HL jacket on, which I'm going to steal if it wasn't too big for me. Back at the station, our in-studio engineer, Pat Egan. Pat, who was on highlights? I haven't done this in a while.
Oh boy,
Who was it? Matt Menard. He gave me the real name.
he did. I wasn't expecting
I
that.
told you, he's got no energy today. Nothing. For Tim Sauter, Steve Coates, Brian Smith, I'm Jason Martinez. You've been listening to Philadelphia Flyers Hockey, a 5-1 loss against the Dallas Stars on the BetRivers.com Flyers Broadcast Network. Good night, everybody. No energy out of you.